What a day it has been at the 2021 Concacaf Futsal Championship. Here comes match 5 of match day 2 here in Group A. We have Trinidad and Tobago playing its first match against Dominican Republic, who lost 4-2 yesterday against Guatemala. Joe Malfa here with you for the action. A chance for Dominican Republic to get through to the next round, or put themselves in position to, rather. Same goes for Trinidad. We'll look at the previous scores of the day so far. Suriname put themselves in good position to make it through. Canada officially eliminated Haiti. Group D, however, with El Salvador, Cuba, Nicaragua, and the United States, still very jumbled, and everybody alive except for Cuba heading into the final match day. 3 of the 4 still vying for those top 2 spots. The situation here in Group A: Guatemala, 3 points and a +2 goal difference. Trinidad and Tobago is yet to play. Dominican Republic, 0 points, -2 goal differential. If this game ends in a draw, Trinidad would be in a good position tomorrow to qualify, so long as they don't lose by more than 2 goals against Guatemala. If Dominican Republic wins, then it would force Trinidad to beat the host nation, Guatemala, tomorrow and make up whatever goal difference they have to. And if Trinidad wins, it would mathematically eliminate Dominican Republic. So those are the 3 possible outcomes. I'll bring them up throughout the evening as well to remind you that is what's at stake here. Round robin play. Everybody in every group plays each other once. So tomorrow, the final match day of the group stage. It'll be Guatemala against Trinidad and Tobago. There'll be a rest day on Thursday. Quarterfinals will begin on Friday, and the all-important quarterfinals. Those left standing with a victory at the end of Friday night make it through to the semis, and more importantly, punch their tickets to the 2021 FIFA Futsal World Cup in Lithuania later this year. Players set to process out. Dominican Republic making their tournament debut this year. Last night was their first ever match in Concacaf Futsal Championship competition. Their first goal was scored by Marco Gomez. See if he can help them out again tonight. Trinidad and Tobago missed out on the group stage in 2016. Looking to make amends for that this year. Trinidad, 2 previous appearances in this tournament in 04 and 08. Back on this stage again here tonight, the Soca Warriors taking on Dominican Republic. Trinidad in the red tops, black bottoms. Dominican Republic in the all-white. I'll pause for a moment for the nation's national anthems and rejoin you.
Les pedimos ponerse de pie para el himno nacional de Trinidad y Tobago, seguido por el himno nacional de República Dominicana.
At the end, you see Captain David Rondon for Dominican Republic. He barely came off the field last night, but for a 3-minute stretch in which he had a slight injury, leading the way for Dominican Republic. Captain Sean Da Silva for Trinidad and Tobago spoke about the opportunity to be out there. Very excited to represent his country. He already has for the Trinidad and Tobago men's national soccer team, now doing so for the futsal team. Moments away from the action here at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City. Going over which sides will be defended by which teams. Still getting that sorted out after the coin toss. And now we seem to be ready to get going. A look at the starting lineups for both squads. Starting with Trinidad, Andre Marchand, Sean Da Silva, Dylan King, Jamil Neptune, and Keston George. Head coach Constantine. And on the flip side for Dominican Republic, Jose Perez had a great night in goal last night with Moscoso, Rondon, Perez, and Gomez. The same starting lineup as last night for Carlos Boccicardi. First time in this tournament for Trinidad since 2008. First time ever for Dominican Republic. They got their first match under their belt last night. A 4-2 loss to Guatemala puts them in some dire straits today. If they lose, they're mathematically eliminated. A draw would make them big Guatemala fans tomorrow. They would need Guatemala to beat Trinidad by more than they lost to Guatemala by. And if Dominican Republic wins, well, they're in good shape because that would force Trinidad to beat Guatemala. And the home host nation, Guatemala, are heavy favorites heading into that match. Awaiting the whistle to get things going. There it is. The last two games started with a clock issue, but this time it is ticking and we're ready to go off the first kickoff. A weird quirk we saw the last two matches. Had to redo the kickoff with the clock stopped, but no hesitancy this time. Right to the action. Dominican Republic in the whites starting it off in possession. Implementing a very high press last night against Guatemala. It gave the Guatemalans some fits. The host nation did not feel comfortable, it didn't seem, until the last maybe 5 or so minutes when they put a couple more in. This Dominican Republic side was a mystery coming in. Again, having not appeared on this stage yet. As a result, they come in as the lowest ranked team in the field, but by no means an easy out. Coached by Carlos Boccicardi from Argentina. Worked closely with Diego Giustozzi, his fellow countryman, who is the head coach of the Argentine national team and led them to a World Cup win in 2016. So between that coaching pedigree and with some of their players playing their club futsal in Spain, one of the most prominent futsal nations in the world, there were some big expectations for this mysterious Dominican Republic team. Performed adequately last night, came up just short against Guatemala. Looking to duplicate and better that performance here tonight.
Hey, that's Judge.
Deflected out for a corner. Jamil Neptune set to take it again. Marco Gomez deflected it, scored the first ever goal in this competition for DR last night. Connie Constantine, head coach for Trinidad, has been trying to refine their futsal skills. This was deemed a athletic soccer team, as it was put, that he has tried to craft into a futsal squad. And they've been continuing to progress over the last few months under his tutelage. They got ready for this tournament by playing 2 friendlies against Costa Rica. They lost by a combined 15-3 as that shot fizzes wide. But it provided some valuable experience, those two matches against the two-time defending champs, Costa Rica, who have not lost in this tournament since 2008. There are not many teams who can compete with Costa Rica. So no shame in the losses that Trinidad suffered in those friendlies leading up to it. Again, more importantly, just the experience it provided. Sean Da Silva, you saw before, the captain, said they really learned so much from those two matches, mostly about mental readiness coming into a competition like this. And he thinks they are mentally ready. That mental fitness will be put to the test tonight with so much on the line. Regardless of what happens, Trinidad cannot be mathematically eliminated themselves tonight. Dominican Republic can. Backs to the wall for the side making their debut in this tournament as another shot goes high and wide from Jamil Neptune. He's taken a couple so far. Hasn't gotten any of them on frame. Sent forward. Rondon, the captain, pushing up. Takeaway. Opportunity. Hector Perez can't find Gomez. Through Rondon, the shot saved. The second opportunity blocked by Da Silva. Andre Marchand made the first save. His teammate helped him out with the second shot. Perez, Gomez, Rondon combining in the attack for Dominican Republic. Nearly opened the scoring. Hector Perez battling on the wing. Taken by Dylan King. Back to Da Silva. First golden opportunity of the night belonged to Dominican Republic. Bochacardi placed a heavy emphasis on physical conditioning leading up to this tournament for a couple reasons. First, he wasn't sure if they were going to have to wear masks, in which case, the fitter you are, the better, because it is tougher to breathe, of course, in the course of the action. The other reason, playing back-to-back days. This is their second game, obviously, on back-to-back nights. Didn't want that to deter them at all. Nice move down the wing. Gomez in alone, like last night. He opens the scoring for Dominican Republic. Marco Gomez. He's got 2 of the 3 goals for this nation in their history in this tournament. And this one a pretty one. Pulled it by his man on the wing. Threw the wicket to the goalkeeper. Dominican Republic up 1-0. Marco Gomez's goal last night tied things up at 1. This time gives DR the lead. The other way, a save by Perez. Jose Perez, the 17-year-old, showing the emotion, now stops it again with a collision in front. Jose Perez in goal for Dominican Republic. Supplied tons of energy last night. As this game goes along, anytime you see him make a save, odds are he's going to be fired up just like that. High energy from the keeper as he wills on his teammates, and they already staked him to a 1-0 lead. Chance here, another save, and it deflects last off Keston George, crashing the net. Seventh edition of this tournament. A chance for Hector Perez. Deflected out for a corner kick. It's a battle for supremacy in the region and also the region's qualifier for the World Cup. 4th time Guatemala is hosting. Shot from Hector Perez troubles the keeper, Marchand. Another corner. Take another look at it. Just off the forearms and over the cage. Another chance from Perez. And another save. Another corner. Sent back, this time Rondon the shot, another save from Marchand. Very active for Andre Marchand in the early stages. He's let one in, but he stopped 5 others. Left by Rondon, fired in by Jimenez. Stopped again by Marchand, could not score directly. Left again, takes a deflection, out for another corner kick. Dominican Republic sustaining the pressure. Group A action here at Domo Polideportivo in the 2021 Concacaf Futsal Championship. Joe Malfa here with you this evening. Final game of the night, 10th overall of the tournament, 5th of match day 2. Left through for Rondon, the shot, another acrobatic save from Marchand. At some point, Trinidad has to get a clearance here. Marchand up for the challenge, but just so much work he's had to do. Again, this time it goes high. And finally, the pressure alleviated. Back heel, nobody there from Keston George. Trying to get on the same page as Jamil Neptune, who's taken a few shots already. This one cracked from distance, but blocked. Hector Perez working on Jamil Neptune. Neptune gets it back. Keston George in the middle. Jamil Neptune the shot. His own teammate keeps it out. Keston George couldn't react in time. The shot from Neptune, well, perhaps from that angle, we see now it was going wide. From the other angle, it looked like it might have been on its way in, but in the end, George is unable to direct it properly on frame. Doan plays it off, and now it's sent the length of the field. Neptune dropping deeper than we've seen him so far as Trinidad cycles through their formation. Rondon. Nearly 6 minutes gone. Dominican Republic still a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Marco Gomez. This matchup will likely decide the group's runner-up here in Group A, the group with the host nation, Guatemala. Sestero across, back to Sestero, chips it through, but unable to get on the end of it. Guillermo Lopez, collision near the halfway line. Foul goes against Trinidad. Heavy challenge put in by Aaron Lester. Sestero to Lopez. Can't thread the needle, looking for Alvarez. Heavy pressure from Alvarez, deflects it, but Neptune clears. All the way down to Jose Perez. Through for Lopez. Rondon keeps it alive. Sestero. Alvarez can't keep it in, just over the sideline. It'll be a kick in from the far side for Trinidad. Sean Da Silva, the captain, knew the challenge that faced his team. Now they're down 1-0. He spoke about that challenge. He said, we're in the same group as the host nation, who are historically good at futsal. They got a professional league down there, and they're ranked really highly in the FIFA standings. We've got a Dominican Republic group that no one knows much about, who also has, a professional league in their nation. Turn from Lopez, the shot saved by Marchand. So just because this Dominican Republic team hasn't yet appeared on this stage doesn't mean that they were to be taken lightly, as that quote from Sean Da Silva indicated. The last match here on match day 2. One more day of group stage games to go, that tomorrow before a rest day on Thursday. In front, Sestero blocked. Darius Oliveira. Seemed like Marchand had it covered. But Oliveira, not taking the chance, gets across. Rondon, backside to Lopez, shot saved Marchand. And they get it away for the moment. Lopez stomps on it. Rondon commits the foul. Quickly taken, but too quickly. They'll go back and do it again. Take another look at the challenge from Rondon. Dylan King across for Oliveira. Back to Neptune. Up for Plaza, back to Neptune, the shot blocked. Shot from distance, saved by Perez. Out for Sestero, who calmly and deftly chips it over to Rondon. Lopez across. Moscoso down low, finds Rondon. Back for Moscoso, who just subbed in on the fly. Guillermo Lopez shot, saved Marchand again. Rondon to take. Back for Sestero. Lopez calling for it. He gets it. Back to Rondon on his preferred left foot. Leaves it for Moscoso. Back for Rondon. In for Lopez. Back to Rondon, the outside of the boot shot, clamoring for handball, but no call. The other way. Cut out by Sestero. Infraction on the kick-in, possession back to Dominican Republic. Sloppy in the early going from Trinidad. Dominican Republic on the front foot, has the goal, has had more opportunities to go with it, but still only converting on the one. Andre Marchand has made a slew of great saves for Trinidad already. By my count, officially 7. He leaves it for Adrian Welch. Oliveira, back for Welch. Over to Che Benny, checking in for the first time. Oliveira lays it off for Quintero. Another giveaway. Sestero to Perez. Now Moscoso with space. Back for Sestero. Regathered by Sestero. And just over the line it was. 10:20 to go here in this first half. Marco Gomez, the lone goal. Gomez scored the first goal for Dominican Republic last night. Good idea from Pepin, couldn't quite get the flick across. Sent in, Hector Perez. Backtracking well, Shea Benny. Dwight Quintero over to Shea Benny. Sestero unhappy with the way that was defended. A shout to his teammates. They turn to defend a kick in. Benny. Another kick in infraction. Sestero in for Perez. Hector Perez stumbled on it for a moment. Sestero under duress, just chips it out. Adrian Welch gets it in cleanly. You can hear the shouts from the Trinidad bench. Take your time on it. Don't want another kick in infraction. They've given away possession 3 times on those already. Left for Pepin. Tight angle, took the chance anyway. Cross for Keston George. Back for Welch. Benny barely keeps it in. High pressure, this is what we saw a lot of last night from Dominican Republic. Forcing Trinidad to earn it to get out of their own half. Benny forward, Rondon clears. Only as far as a red jersey though, inside! That shot never had a chance. Quintero couldn't straighten it out. Keston George won it. Dwight Quintero had a chance. Quintero forces Rondon to just do a little rearranging of the advertisement boards on the far side. Almost knocked out the G in Gatorade entirely. Just had to get it clear. Under pressure. Inside, Rondon clears. This time a lot less violently. But gets the job done still. Shot from distance. Dylan King had eyes for that far bottom corner. He didn't miss it by much. Maybe the width of a ball. Rondon holding up. Pepin out wide. Gomez had eyes for his second goal, but it's blocked by Dylan King. We've seen some great matches already today. This one tight with 8:11 remaining here in the first half. United States beat Nicaragua 4-2. Rondon gets it in illegally. The other match in Group D, El Salvador beat Cuba 2-1. El Salvador got their first ever point with a draw against the U.S. yesterday, which seemed to be a surprise. And they followed it up with a win, their first ever win against Cuba. So the two favorites in that group, United States and Cuba, unable to beat El Salvador. It was thought to be the bottom team in that group. But as it stands, United States, El Salvador tied atop Group D with 4 points each, heading into tomorrow. Decisive day in that group. That's how the day started in Group D. And we went to Group B. Suriname surprised Mexico, a 5-4 win. They're in a great spot to make it out of Group B. All they need is for Panama to beat or draw against Mexico. That shot attempt blocked. In Group C, we just saw Haiti's hopes dashed with a loss against Canada. Officially mathematically eliminated, and Canada, for the first time in their nation's history, making it through to the knockout stage of this tournament. Now here we are, last game of the day. Dominican Republic, Trinidad and Tobago. As it stands, Dominican Republic would be in a good spot to make it through. Possession goes to the men with the white jerseys. If Trinidad wins, Dominican Republic would be eliminated. If these teams draw, and Trinidad would be through as long as they lose to Guatemala by 2 goals or fewer, or of course draw or beat Guatemala. As long as they don't lose by 2 goals or more, they'd be through. That shot deflected out for a corner. And of course, on the flip side of that, if these teams draw tonight and Trinidad lose by 3 goals or more tomorrow, Dominican Republic would be through. And the last scenario, the current scenario, with Dominican Republic on top, if they hold on to win, then as long as Guatemala wins or draws with Trinidad, Dominican Republic would be through. All the permutations as we head down the stretch here in group play. Tomorrow, the last day of group play. Day off Thursday, quarterfinals Friday. By the end of Friday night, we'll know the 4 teams punching a ticket to the World Cup. Marchand unhappy with something from his team. Up top, Gomez, the shot. Just misses the far corner. Again, already with 1 goal tonight. This one didn't miss by much either. Tomorrow, those matches, same schedule as today and as yesterday. 5 games every 2 hours, starting at 2 p.m. Every 2 hours for the rest of the day, starting at 2 p.m. 5 games. That one goes high and wide from Dylan King. Matches tomorrow kicking off at 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Gomez can't get through into the hands of Marchand. So wherever you've been watching this tournament so far, make sure to get in front of that screen at those hours tomorrow on the decisive day in the group stage. Again, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Eastern Time. It starts with El Salvador and Nicaragua, followed by Cuba and the United States, Panama and Mexico, Costa Rica and Canada, with Guatemala and Trinidad and Tobago closing out the day. Rondon gets it up for Gomez. That's how he scored his first goal, beating his man on the left wing. And then sliding it through the legs of Marchand, but that time Willis Plaza there to make the defensive play. Chipped, Rondon, left-footed shot just over the bar. Nifty little chip by Guillermo Lopez on the kick-in. The captain, Rondon, had a chance to double the lead. Rondon looking for Gomez. Dylan King out wide. Willis Plaza back to King. Quick move, gets it back to De Silva. Once again with the captain. 5:35 to go. Jamil Neptune. I haven't called his name a lot recently after he peppered a few early shots onto keeper Jose Perez. Through Gomez, a chance saved by Marchand. That attack seemingly out of nothing for Dominican Republic. Just a quick turnaround counter. And Gomez, again, barely missing a second goal. That time the save from Marchand. Last time Gomez had a chance, put it whiskers wide. But you get the sense maybe he does have a second one coming with the way he has pressed. All the way through to Perez. Gomez. Gomez again. Rondon nearly dispossessed. Rondon, the captain, upset with the 17-year-old keeper, Jose Perez. Words exchanged, and Rondon just clears it out. Shot from distance. Perez makes amends with a big save, and it caught him right in the stomach. Seems like it knocked the wind out of him. He's hunched over in the goal. Neptune. Perez, see him tapping his stomach. Buzzer sounds. I believe a timeout was called on the field. This rocket of a shot from De Silva. Still see a grimace on the face of Perez, tapping on his chest, asking for some water. A few minutes to go here in the first half. Goal scored by Marco Gomez for Dominican Republic. They still have that 1-0 lead. As I was mentioning, that schedule for tomorrow, make sure you do come back and watch. Plenty of drama to unfold in all the matches. Nothing yet clinched. The only two things that are certain: Cuba, mathematically eliminated; Haiti, mathematically eliminated. Everybody else alive, and everybody else alive to either win the group or come in second. So nothing else settled. And we have a couple of matches that will be for first place, most notably that Costa Rica-Canada match. Two, 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Rondon. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Dominican Republic have done so well so far. The last thing they would like to see happen is a concession late in the half. They did concede late in the half yesterday against Guatemala, which is why I mentioned it. They have to keep that guard up until the last horn sounds here in this first half. Trinidad would have to pull the unlikely upset of Guatemala in tomorrow's match in order to get through and get past Dominican Republic in the standings. But still, 23 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one for Trinidad to get the goal back. And if they're able to get two back and win it, they would get through tonight and eliminate Dominican Republic. Perez makes that save in front. A lot of traffic there, but the save not too troublesome. Quintero forward with it. Knocked out for a kick-in. That shot takes a deflection off Rondon on the way in. Silva. Another improper kick-in from Trinidad and Tobago. Connie Constantine can't be too happy over on that sideline for Trinidad. That's happened a handful of times now. Sestero chips it over. Chested down by Hector Perez. And he is shoved out on the sideline. Card coming out of the pocket. Heavy challenge by Dwight Quintero. Card yellow for Quintero. Hector Perez gets up, all right. Free kick. Rondon stands over it. Three teammates seem primed to come in and take a shot. Rondon lays it off. The shot is taken by Guillermo Lopez off the back of his teammate, Marcel Sestero, it appeared. Buzzer sounds, another timeout taken down on the field. Intensity picking up down the stretch here in the first half. So much on the line between these two teams. Right now, the goal scored by Marco Gomez, the difference. He beat the opposing captain, Sean Da Silva, down the wing, and then he put it through the legs of Andre Marchand. The lone goal so far. Shea Benny to get it back into play. 2:51 to go in this half. Up out on the field. Clean up some sweat. Carlos Boccicardi getting involved, directing. That's taken care of. Back to the action. Jamil Neptune. Lays it off. Taken away, Sestero. A chance here. Sestero, the shot off the post. Got the takeaway himself, then took it himself forward and put it off the iron. Shouts for a handball. Go unanswered. Sestero opted not to play Rondon down the wing, went back with it. Rondon seemed unhappy, but now they gather themselves with 2:15 to go in this first half. That's been the best opportunity Dominican Republic have had in a while. Off the post from Sestero. And he draws the foul here. Take another look. Shot with the toe. Great force behind it. Square off the post. Here's a look at that off the shoulder of Rondon. Arm tight into the body. A good non-call. Rondon with a brace on that right knee. With the injury he sustained yesterday that kept him out of the match for about 3 minutes. And Rondon commits the foul. Advantage played. Saw a goal at the very end of the first half from Haiti. Nearing the end of the half here. Shot right off Sestero. Hector Perez the other way. With it on his right foot, taken away by King. George with it. He takes a shot. Keston George. Eyes got bigger there. Saw a lane. Unable to capitalize. Rondon, chipped forward, knocked away. Unsure of the delay. Perhaps the net slightly off where it was supposed to be. Connie Constantine still pointing at something. Boccicardi unsure of the delay, but whatever it was, back to the action. Forward to Rondon, this shot from a tight angle. Dominican Republic pressing in the latter stages of this first half. Looking for goal number 2, and still whatever it was that needed to be sorted out, still not yet done in the eyes of Connie Constantine. Still calling for something. I believe he was calling for the mop out into the area. His goalkeeper, Andre Marchand, thought it was about the net needing adjustment, but it was fine. So hopefully that takes care of the issue. Over for Benny. Inside, Benny turning on his left foot. Now his right foot, the shot. Skies it. Well done by Benny to create that space. Had an option there. He wanted to pass it across, but perhaps a wise decision to take that shot. He had a lane. Inside, flicked on to Benny by George. Benny goes down, a cross shot. Totally mishit by Welch. Ends up going all the way out on the near side for a kick in. Nowhere near the target. 40.7 seconds to go, clock running again. Closing moments of the first half. Back for Rondon. Chipped forward. And again for Gomez. 22 seconds remain. Swinging it around the back to Rondon. Does this half have one more chance left in it? To Rondon. Poor first touch, but he regathers it. Under 10 seconds remaining. He dribbles it back all the way to Perez. Jose Perez gives it up for Rondon, and this half will not have another chance in it. But it ends with Dominican Republic taking a 1-0 lead into the locker room. Back in a few moments with highlights from the first half of action. final match of match day 2 here in the 2021 Concacaf Futsal Championship at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City, Guatemala. Joe Malfa here with you for this matchup in Group A, Dominican Republic, Trinidad and Tobago. And Dominican Republic at halftime staked to a 1-0 lead, courtesy of the goal scored by Marco Gomez right here. Beats his man down the wing, puts it through the keeper's legs. That's the only goal of the half. Both teams had opportunities. The better of the opportunities in favor of Dominican Republic. But in addition to the quality, they had the quantity. Still only able to convert the one. In a game so vital here in this group. Guatemala expected to win the group, of course, as the hosts and one of the perennial, or I should say quadrennial powerhouses in this tournament. Already have one win against Dominican Republic last night. As it stands, Trinidad would need to win against Guatemala tomorrow in order to knock out Dominican Republic and put themselves through to the group stage. If Trinidad could come back and win, they will eliminate Dominican Republic tonight. And if this ends in a draw, things get really interesting going into tomorrow. That was the best chance later in the half from Sestero off the post. And then Shea Benny had a lane, and he put it high and wide. That ended it in the first half. Dominican Republic a 1-0 lead. Back in a few moments for half number 2. Back to the action at Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City, Guatemala. Group A action to round out match day 2, the 10th match overall of the tournament, here between Dominican Republic and Trinidad and Tobago. Joe Malfa here with you for the final match of the night. Dominican Republic leading 1-0 as we're set to begin the second half. The goal scored by Marco Gomez. So much on the line between these two teams. First ever appearance in this tournament for Dominican Republic. Trinidad has not been in this tournament since 2008. They made it back-to-back times in 04 and 08. Haven't appeared since. Been 13 years for them. Been forever for Dominican Republic. One of the two will make it through to the knockout stage. And tonight's final result will go a long way in determining that. As it stands, Dominican Republic would be in that prime position as long as there wouldn't be an unlikely upset of Guatemala by Trinidad tomorrow night. Dominican Republic would be through with a win. 20 minutes to maintain, build upon, and preserve that lead for Dominican Republic, and 20 minutes to get that goal back for Trinidad and Tobago. If Trinidad goes on to win, they eliminate Dominican Republic. If it's a draw, then everything hinges on the final score tomorrow night between between Trinidad and Tobago and Guatemala. A draw would mean that Trinidad advances as long as they don't lose by more than 3 goals tomorrow. Or at least a 2-goal loss in which they score at least 3 goals. Because the second tiebreaker would be goals scored. So a draw would mean a positive result for Trinidad. It wouldn't be in the clear, but would certainly be better than a loss. Sent in, an opportunity here. George puts it back to De Silva. And it's out. Rondon has not checked out of this one. Up top, shot taken and saved by Marchand. Shot taken by Moscoso. Rondon, the captain, number 6, venturing out to take the corner for Dominican Republic. He only missed about 3.5 minutes last night after he was injured and forced to come off to get that tape on his right knee. Shot from distance here is wide on the attempt from Hector Perez. And now so far tonight, Rondon has again not left the pitch. Mentioned earlier that Carlos Pochacardi, head coach of Dominican Republic, put such a heavy emphasis in the build-up on physical fitness. Whatever it was, it's worked for Rondon. Does not look at all fatigued, and again has played the entire time. No trouble there for Perez, had it covered all the way at his near post, 17-year-old goalkeeper. Gomez gives the thumbs up to Moscoso, right idea. Execution not up to snuff. Dylan King. Waiting forward. Inside. Keston George. Shea Benny's shot. Had a lot of power behind it, but stopped at the near post. Jose Perez. Tough angle that time for Benny, all the way out for a kick in. Or perhaps it did cross over the goal line instead of the sideline, just rolled back into play by Jose Perez. Last match of day 2 here in the 2021 Concacaf Futsal Championship. Gomez up to Moscoso. Inside, just wide. Keston George clattering into Jose Perez on the ball from Shea Benny. Rondon. Hector Perez inside to Gomez. His goal right now the difference, but he gives it away. Well done by Perez to win it back and draws the foul. Neither team came close to exceeding the 5-foul threshold in the first half. Clean game played between the two sides, but a foul here early stages of half number 2 against Jamil Neptune. Saw that kick from the second penalty mark come into play in the previous match between Canada and Haiti. Shot was missed by Canada. Up front, Hector Perez can't find the footing. King, wide for Neptune. Benny looking to thread the needle for Neptune. It's taken the other way. Gomez leaves it off for Moscoso. Takes his space. Moscoso can't find Rondon. 2-on-1 developing. Neptune keeps it in. Barely. Nope. Last moment, just crossed the line. Moscoso takes a breather. Sestero checks back in. Rondon back for Perez. Chipped forward. From one Perez to the other. Hector Perez, a nice move. The shot is saved by Andre Marchand. Chip and volley from Hector Perez. Struck it well. In front. Deflected by Perez, but blocked. Gomez keeps it alive. Rondon to Gomez. Saved off the line by a sliding Jamil Neptune. Great opportunity for Dominican Republic. Net was open. Second look with this angle might have been going wide anyway. But obviously no chances taken. Tremendous effort from Jamil Neptune. Sestero to Rondon, it's blocked by Benny. High up in the air, they're looking for it, they don't know where it is. It's over the advertising boards, out for a kick-in. Turn from Gomez. Neptune takes it. Benny ranging forward. Rondon cuts it out. Threaded through, Rondon clears. For King. And that one into the stands. Crisis averted for Dominican Republic. Only 2 teams officially eliminated so far, Haiti and Cuba. Sestero takes it, 3-on-2. Sestero, out wide, shot, 2-0, Dominican Republic, the goal scored by Ricardo Alvarez. Feel that it's been coming for Dominican Republic, and they finally get it. Second goal of the night that has gone through the legs of Andre Marchand, as Ricardo Alvarez does what Marco Gomez did in the first half. Dominican Republic in the driver's seat now, but a reminder of what happened in the previous game. Haiti was up 2-0 on Canada. They went on to lose 4-2 and get mathematically eliminated. Shea Benny the other way. Alvarez sliding in to block it. If that result were to be duplicated, Dominican Republic, like Haiti, would be mathematically eliminated. So a lesson to be learned from the preceding match for Dominican Republic. They have to see this one all the way across the finish line with 16:10 remaining. Up top, Lopez lays it off for Alvarez. He's taken down harshly on the edge of the area. Yellow card coming out of the pocket was against Quintero, and it's actually red. Excuse me, he was on a yellow. He gets a second yellow. Dwight Quintero. His second yellow card of the match. Dominican Republic will play a man up for the next 2 minutes. Quintero sees red. Timeout taken by Dominican Republic. Trinidad and Tobago will play a man down for 2 minutes or until Dominican Republic score. If they score before that 2 minutes is up. Dwight Quintero is done for the evening for Trinidad. Dominican Republic's 2-0 lead can become 3 if they convert on this man-up opportunity. Rondon and Boccicardi going over the plans. A wise timeout to go over this. An opportunity that cannot be squandered with the extra man for Dominican Republic. 2 minutes, unless they score before that. Starts with the free kick. Rondon leaves it off. Shot taken high. From 16:01 on the clock until 14:01 on the clock. Trinidad will be a man down unless Dominican Republic scores during that time frame. Blocked by Rondon. The all-important next goal. Can Trinidad bring it back within 1? Does Dominican Republic take the 3-0 stranglehold that Haiti could not take in the previous match, which turned out to cost them? They lost 4-2 after leading that game 2-0 into the later stages of the second half. Rondon, a minute 30 remaining on this opportunity with the extra man. Rondon ventures in, off the bar. Take another look at it. Off the post, excuse me, right up near that upper 90. 30 seconds gone from the extra man opportunity. Rondon takes some space. 4-on-3. To Lopez and back. Once more. Back to Rondon. Out for a kick-in. Rondon to Lopez. And again to Rondon. Back and forth they go. Back to the captain for a shot, just wide. .57 seconds remaining with the extra man for Dominican Republic. Welch gives it away. .43 seconds remaining. You see there, bottom of the screen, Keston George waiting to come on to even things back up. Lopez, a shot! That will give them the 3-0 lead. They convert with the extra man. It's Guillermo Lopez. Dominican Republic cruising towards victory, but the job not done yet. That will go a long way in helping their case. As I mentioned before in the previous game, Haiti had an opportunity to take a 3-0 lead on Canada. They failed to do so. Canada scored 4 unanswered. Dominican Republic, they take their chance. They're up 3-0 on Trinidad. And now goal differential starts to come into play. Trinidad cannot be mathematically eliminated regardless of the outcome. But the more goals scored by Dominican Republic and the less scored by Trinidad certainly makes that uphill battle a lot steeper for the Soca Warriors. As it stands, Dominican Republic's goal difference +1. Trinidad's -3, which means if this result holds, Trinidad tomorrow night would have to beat Guatemala by at least 4 goals. Into Benny on his right foot. Taken down, no call. Trinidad would have to win by at least 4 goals, but because the second tiebreaker is goals scored, as that shot is taken and goes wide, and Dominican Republic now have 5 total goals. As it stands, Trinidad would have to win 5-1 at the least tomorrow night against hosts Guatemala, among the favorites to win it. Taken in, alive, saved by Perez, second opportunity, still alive, blocked. Benny takes it down, trying to weave through, can't. Forward for Lopez. Lopez, and it's out. So as I lay out the scenario, you see how bleak it is for Trinidad and Tobago. Even a 4-0 win tomorrow wouldn't do it. It would make up the goal difference. The second tiebreaker of goals 4 would go in favor of Dominican Republic. The team in the white jerseys tonight in their first ever Concacaf Futsal Championship tournament. Trinidad in their third, their first since '08. No one was entirely sure what to expect out of the Dominican Republic, but there was some promise that they would be a force to be reckoned with. Players who play their club futsal in Spain, Dominican Republic, a nation that has a club futsal league, and a head coach who is very close with his fellow countryman from Argentina, Diego Justosi, who is the head coach of the Argentine team that just won the World Cup in 2016. Lopez, a chance to make it 4-0, it's blocked. So with all those things factoring in, there was some excitement around this Dominican Republic team. They fought valiantly last night against Guatemala, again, one of the favorites and the host nation. Well, it's just 4-2, a big save by Perez. He's pumped about it, as is his bench. And now after that strong showing last night, backing it up with a winning performance so far tonight. 3-0 they lead with 12.5 minutes remaining. This would be huge for futsal in Dominican Republic. Shot blocked. And again, as it would stand, it would be likely that Dominican Republic finished second in the group. And just for your knowledge, as we start inching closer to the knockout stages, the Group A winner will meet the Group D runner-up. The Group A runner-up will meet the Group D winner. And again, it seems as if Dominican Republic would be the runners-up, with Guatemala winning it. Risky business here for Dominican Republic with Perez out of the goal, but ball is knocked out. Dominican Republic's opponent would be decided tomorrow. As it stands, United States, El Salvador, both tied with 4 points atop Group D. And Nicaragua still alive with 3 points to their name. United States will face Cuba at the bottom of the group. El Salvador will face Nicaragua. So still a lot to be sorted out in Group D. Again, the winner would face the runner-up of this group, Group A, which as it stands is looking more and more like it would be Dominican Republic. A free kick, though, for Trinidad, looking to change the outcome and inch back into this one. That's not going to do it. Perez goes long, too long. Sent forward. George leaves it off. Neptune has it knocked out by Jose Belliard. The goals for Dominican Republic scored by Guillermo Lopez, Ricardo Alvarez, and Marco Gomez. David Rondon, the captain, set to take the kick in. Has been a force all night as well. Has not left for even a second. Has played every moment of this match. Would have done the same last night as well if not for the need to leave for 3 minutes to have an injury looked at before he returned. Dylan King through towards Neptune, taken down. Foul called. Good spot here to send a free kick towards goal. Jose Perez will have to stop it. Remember, Dwight Quintero picked up a second yellow card. He is out of this match. And on the ensuing 2-minute man-up opportunity, Dominican Republic scored the third goal of the match. Now they have to defend a free kick. Dangerous spot. Two-man wall next to Perez. Not much space to put this one through to Neptune in the box. Back out. Shot blocked. On the attempt from Dylan King, all the way back it goes to Marchand. Sprung forward. Space for George with Neptune. Over to Neptune. Teed up, the shot blocked. Shouts for handball, given. Just outside of the area. Steven Dominguez got a hand on it, I believe. So just as they did a moment ago, Dominican Republic will have to defend the free kick. Almost from the same exact spot. We saw Haiti score a free kick from this exact spot in the previous match right before halftime. King blasts it, saved, and cleared away by Rondon. Trinidad thought it was a kick in and is actually a free kick from where the ref is pointing to. Chip forward. Mark Ramdeen unable to find anybody on the end of it. Forward. Across. But too far for Kelvin Almosny. Steven Dominguez trying to hook up with him. Halfway through this second half. Uphill battle for Trinidad. Dominican Republic looking like legitimate contenders in this tournament. Strong showing last night against Guatemala, the host nation who came in third place in 2016, and who are among the favorites to lift the trophy this time around with Panama and Costa Rica. Only lost 4-2 last night, and now looking very strong here against Trinidad as we go to another timeout and take it on the field. Dominican Republic originally were in Group C, moved to Group A after Martinique and Guadeloupe were forced to withdraw due to COVID. Making their tournament debut, came in as the lowest ranked team, but as I mentioned a few times, no one really ever considered them to be that lowest ranked team. That was only because of the fact they have not yet appeared. And they're certainly showing that even though they're technically the lowest ranked team, they are not the worst team in this tournament. and in fact are closer towards the top of it, the way they have displayed their skill. Carlos Bocacardi with some instructions for his players. On the other side, Connie Constantine for Trinidad and Tobago, trying to fight back into this one. They felt confident about the position their team was in heading into this. They played 2 friendlies against Costa Rica. They didn't fare well on the scoreboard, lost it by a combined 15-3 in both of those games leading up to this tournament against a Costa Rica team that is a heavy favorite to win it all. But it gave them valuable experience, tested their mental fortitude. They were ready, but losing right now. Saved by Perez, rebound skied. And that mental toughness really gonna come into play down the stretch here. Now more than halfway through this second half. Trinidad can't be mathematically eliminated, but a very uphill battle it will be. As it stands, they would have to beat Guatemala by 5 goals in order to get past Trinidad in the standings. Shot taken, chip, backside header. That one's gonna help out. Keston George with the header, 3-1, puts the ball down in the center. Deflected out to Benny. A nifty chip. And a strong, tough, acrobatic header at the backside. Rondon seemed like he got his head into the head of Keston George, but he would not be deterred. Brings a goal back for Trinidad and Tobago. That changes the permutations on the math for the goal difference and whatnot. But again, a tall order for Trinidad and Tobago to beat the host nation, Guatemala, among the favorites to win it all. The most likely outcome here, if Dominican Republic wins, would be that they are through as the runners-up in this group and would face the winner of Group D. As it stands, United States, El Salvador tied atop that group with 4 points each. Nicaragua lurking behind with 3 points, and Cuba eliminated officially. Looking to get that goal back. Saved by Marchand on the shot from Almosny. Rondon, hold up play, shot blocked. Hector Perez to Rondon. Flailing to kick it away, Marchand. Take another look. Perez made it happen. Rondon was ready to pounce on that second ball, but that trailing leg of Marchand cleared it to safety. Marco Gomez shot outside of the netting. He scored the opening goal, followed by Ricardo Alvarez and Guillermo Lopez. Gomez thought it was his turn again, but not quite. Wrong side of the post. Gomez to Hector Perez. Takes it back. Almosny. Sestero set the check back in. Up top, Almosny can't corral it. 8:38 remaining. Neptune tried to turn. Marco Gomez the other way with Hector Perez, 2-on-2. Across, Gomez, open, slots it in. Marco Gomez, his second goal of the night, third of the tournament, restores a 3-goal lead for Dominican Republic. Beautiful interchange between Perez and Gomez. And a calm touch from Gomez. Sends the keeper flying as he was anticipating a first-time shot. Just taps it home. 4-1 Dominican Republic. .17 to go. That brief momentum boost for Trinidad and Tobago, nipped in the bud by Dominican Republic. Sestero to Rondon. For a team that wants to contend in this tournament, as Dominican Republic felt they can do despite what anybody else thought. A great test of their mettle to get that goal right back, and they get another! The hat trick for Marco Gomez. 5-1 Dominican Republic. They're having fun with it now. Second hat trick of the tournament. Not for Gomez, overall that is, but for Gomez, 4 total goals in the group stage for Dominican Republic. Sitting near the top of that Golden Boot race. 2 in the last minute and a half. Pendulum swung totally in the other direction now. Trinidad pulled the goal back. 1 step forward, but now 2 steps back after Dominican Republic has netted 2 since. Rondon. They're not done, Dominican Republic. The more, the better. It's going to be tough for Trinidad to beat Guatemala, period. But with each goal scored by Dominican Republic, it increases that goal difference, and it forces Trinidad to not only beat Guatemala, but put them in a position where they have to dismantle Guatemala and win by a few goals. A very, very unlikely outcome that would be. As I mentioned, unlikely as it is for Trinidad to beat Guatemala in general. But in this tournament, I'm not going to say no about anything. We've already seen a handful of surprises. Most notably tonight, Suriname topping Mexico 5-4 to put them in pole position to be the runners-up in their group. As that shot goes sailing wide from Willis Plaza. We've seen 3 distinct surprises as well in Group D. El Salvador's draw of the United States, and then the wins of Nicaragua and El Salvador over Cuba. Can you call this one a surprise? Could go either way, not really probably. Because again, even though Dominican Republic came in as the lowest ranked team, it was simply by virtue of them having not appeared in this tournament. But there was a lot of buzz and excitement around the team they have and the coaching pedigree they bring to the table. For that man, Carlos Bocacardi, and his close friend, Diego Giustozzi, the head coach of Argentina, the reigning World Cup champions from 2016. And Dominican Republic showcasing what that excitement and buzz was about. Looking like a team not only capable of getting out of the group stage, as they certainly seem to be in position to do, but looking like a team who could threaten whichever team comes out of Group D. In a quarterfinal matchup that has a World Cup ticket on the line. And wouldn't that be something for Dominican Republic in their first ever Concacaf Futsal Championship appearance to go so far as making the World Cup later this year in Lithuania? A storyline to watch in the coming days. Last day of the group stage tomorrow. Dominican Republic have the day off. So it gives them 2 days off back-to-back. Because Thursday is the tournament-wide rest day, followed by the quarterfinals on Friday. Semis on Saturday, 3rd place game and title game on Sunday. So wherever you're watching and wherever you've been watching, make sure you're in front of that screen as this week goes along. Starting again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, with 5 more games at 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Eastern. And in this tournament format, there are no games that mean nothing. The only 2 things that are for certain so far, Cuba and Haiti mathematically eliminated. Outside of that, nothing clinched by any team. And positioning to be decided for group winners versus group runners-up. Plenty of intrigue and drama to follow once again tomorrow. Joe Malfa here with you tonight for the 2021 Concacaf Futsal Championship. Match day 2, game 10 overall, game 5 of the day. As we write the day's final chapter. Jay Benny trying to work his way through. Guillermo Lopez battling. Shot saved by Perez. Rebound is left juicy, but he goes in and clears it. 17-year-old goalkeeper gave Guatemala fits last night and has only been beaten once tonight. Pepin. That shot always looking like it was going wide, as it did. Two goals for Marco Gomez tonight. Excuse me, 3 goals for Marco Gomez tonight. The last goal completed his hat trick. Shot wide. The other 2 goals belong to Ricardo Alvarez and Guillermo Lopez for Dominican Republic. And Keston George has the lone goal for Trinidad and Tobago. Gomez, the second hat trick of the tournament, now with 4 goals, near the top of the Golden Boot leaderboard. A couple of others with 4. .428 remaining. The result seems like a formality. At this stage, it does not appear as if Trinidad is going to come back. They've struggled offensively tonight. They have 1 goal in the first 36 minutes of action. They'll need 4 to tie, 5 to win in the last 4. It's unlikely, but the important thing is getting at least 1 or 2 back. So the challenge tomorrow, a bit less Herculean against Guatemala. As it stands, they'd have to win and make up all the goals for the differential. So each one helps their case. That's why they cannot hang their heads here, just because it doesn't look like they're going to come back to win it or draw it. Each goal a big help in the end, potentially. But the way Dominican Republic have played, nothing is going to come easy. Just ask Guatemala last night how difficult it was for them to score 4. A couple of very fortunate bounces that went Guatemala's way in that one, and then a screamer from Alan Aguilar. Nothing came easy. Winner of Group D, whoever that ends up being, should be on alert as well against Dominican Republic. Shot is blocked. Pepin sends it forward. Al Mosny with Pepin on his left. Marchand comes out and clears it. From Domo Polideportivo in Guatemala City, Dominican Republic putting on a show in their first ever appearance in a Concacaf Futsal Championship. 7th edition of the tournament, going back to 1996. It's a battle for supremacy in the region, and equally important, the region's qualifier for the World Cup, as the 4 semifinalists will punch tickets to the World Cup later this year in Lithuania. Only 3 countries have ever lifted the trophy through the first 6 tournaments, as that shot is blocked by Guillermo Lopez. Twice the United States did it, in '96 and '04. Guatemala did it in '08. Costa Rica did it in 2000, and then again in 2012 and 2016. They're the 2-time reigning champs. They haven't lost a game in this tournament since 2008, the Ticos. And they looked dominant last night with a 7-0 win, pulling it past the keeper and tucking it in to get one of those goals back. Jamil Neptune. Again, outcome probably not in doubt at this stage, but as it stands, that will help Trinidad's case. They won't have to beat Guatemala by as many goals tomorrow night. Jamil Neptune has been pressing all night. Certainly deserved that goal. He's had opportunities. He finally gets it. The other way, Rondon. They responded well to the first goal scored by Trinidad, scoring 2 in rapid succession after it. Dominican Republic did. How will they respond this time? Only 2.5 minutes left. perhaps now content to just defend. Opportunity goes by the wayside for Al Musni. Sent in. Keston George knocked out for a kick in. That second goal from Trinidad, very important. As it stands, Trinidad has a goal difference of -3. Dominican Republic, a goal difference of +1. So that's 4 goals that need to be made up by Trinidad and Tobago. The second tiebreaker is goals for. So as it stands, with a possibility here to get another, as it stands, any 4-goal win for Trinidad would get them through tomorrow against Guatemala. Shot from distance, wide. If they're able to get another, any 3-goal win would get them through. So each goal they can get tonight makes tomorrow's task a bit easier. But if they give up another, that would certainly hurt the case. Gomez perhaps poised for a 4th there, if not for the intervention. Moscoso takes his space. Forward, Gomez, already with 3. This time, he supplies the assist. Marcel Sestero, the goal. Selfless play from Marco Gomez, finds the open man. Another goal for Dominican Republic. Was it another one through the legs? Let's see on this angle. Yes. 2 through the legs of the goalkeeper, 1 through the legs of a defender. Sestero gets the goal. 4-goal lead restored. Dominican Republic's goal difference now trending in the positive direction. Again, just giving you the scenarios. Trinidad cannot be mathematically eliminated tonight. Buzzer sounds. Dominican Republic's goal difference +2. Trinidad and Tobago's -4. That last goal, possibly a backbreaker for Trinidad and Tobago. They would need to win by 6 goals or more now against Guatemala. And even winning against Guatemala, period, a very big ask of the host nation that is among the favorites to be playing on Sunday for the title. 35 seconds remaining. Dominican Republic certainly seem to be going through to the knockout stages in the nation's first ever appearance in the Concacaf Futsal Championship. And a favorable draw with Panama in Group B and Costa Rica in Group C. Dominican Republic will face the winner of Group D in the quarterfinals and certainly have a chance to advance to the semis. What a story that would be. Dominican Republic in their first ever appearance in the Concacaf Futsal Championship could have a really strong case to be made to make it to the World Cup. Final buzzer sounds. Dominican Republic wins it 6-2. Their first ever win in this competition. You see how much it means to them. Jose Perez pumped. Back in a couple moments with highlights.